Welcome to the Hillsborian Historian. This is the history of Floridaland. It was located 7 miles south of Sarasota on the beautiful four-lane US Highway 41. It offered 50 acres of fun comprised of 10 big attractions. There was the Porpoise Show, Ghost Town, the Can-Can Show, Deer Park. There were gardens, a whiskey still, Goat Mountain, an Indian village, tour trains, and sea lions. Not bad, huh? In 1964, rezoning and construction took place with a goal of opening in December. Animals were brought in and local businesses benefited. Floridaland would open on Christmas Day. Come on, let's take a look around. Don't get your hopes up too high, kid. Check out the Porpoise Show. So the main porpoise was called Moby Dick. He's the cool one. Kind of the star of Floridaland. I'm not sure if this is him. So they do whatever stunt you want them to do, and then usually they get a fish. Seems like they should have bargained for more, but that's what they get. And this is Deer Park or whatever. So feeding the animals, this is a big deal. The Disney World is not going to be in Florida for a few more years. And this is the kind of attraction you would have seen at that time. Here comes the train. That's got to be cool. You can see her buying the food back there. Now they're feeding goats. Other than the Porpoise Show, the big deal was the Western Town, which it looks like this is where we're at now. And here are some of the gardens. Pretty cool stuff. Remember, Westerns were huge on television in the 1960s. So in 1965, GTE helped Moby Dick, called Kiki, another porpoise in Hawaii, long distance. That's really cool. Sadly, later that year, 3 porpoises died due to insecticide runoff. However, Moby's trainer removed him from the pool, and he survived. Here's the old cowboys. Every once in a while, they would grab a bandit, and they served rough justice. And then you put him in Boot Hill, and that's the way that goes. And then there's a porpoise with a gun. That's when you know you got problems. In 1966, there was plans announced for a Holiday Inn nearby. Now, they would have these Floridaland cruises, and the porpoises were trained to follow them out and, of course, also return. But in late 1966, Moby did not return, and then the weather turned kind of bad. A few weeks later, boys in Boca Ciega Bay played with a friendly porpoise that they named Sharpie. Clearly, it was Moby. It even towed them in the water, as Moby had been trained to do. Despite a reward, Moby was elusive, with many urban legends about encounters with them throughout the years. In 1967, porpoises were moved to the Holiday Inn pool due to red tide. 1968 saw Floridaland merged with Skytrans Industry. They only opened on weekends as they retooled in an attempt to boost attendance. This is cool. There was a wedding in 1969. Now, attendance never gets to a great level at this point. A sky ride was added, and that looks pretty fun. Here's another wedding in 1970. Soon most attractions were cut, and the writing was on the wall. The porpoise show continued, but it just wasn't enough. In 1971, Floridaland was sold to Paver Brothers, and with a name like that, it was clear that the theme park, like Moby, would soon be long gone. Okay, so Floridaland came and Floridaland went, but then what? Well, there was the old souvenirs to help keep memories alive. And every once in a while there was an article in the paper or something. But in 2023, the Venice Museum showcased the theme park in an exhibit. How cool is that? Take care of yourselves out there. Till next time, and thanks for watching.